Alice, go ahead and bring up the next video. Okay, this one right here, I believe it's the flash dance one, okay? Walk us through that, please. How did you get the role for that part on flash dance?
We didn't audition. They came down and watched us perform at the Roxy, and when they saw us, they were like, hey, we're going to put you in this movie. That was it.
Okay.
That is it. That's the whole story.
Okay. Now, before this part right here, because this is you, if I'm correct.
Not yet. That's a gymnast. And then
okay.
Now is me. That's me. Just going into the backspin.
Okay.
I don't do the dive. So that scene was done by 4 people, the whole scene.
Okay.
All the dance. You had Jennifer Beals. You had the French girl. I forget her name, sorry. And then there was a gymnast who never gets mentioned because, she did the dive.
Okay.
And then it cuts to me.
Okay. Now, Jennifer Beals, how was it? Did you meet her?
Yeah, honestly, man, look, I was a hood dude back then. I didn't give a shit about any of that,
Okay.
I just wanted to know, like, how much am I getting? You guys want me to dress in a leotard and all this? Like, what are we talking about? Like, I'm Puerto Rican. You want me to shave my mustache? The shit is just growing in now. Do you know how important that is for a fucking Latino?
Yes.
To get that peach fuzz starting to grow in. So when I had to shave that was tough. That was the toughest part of that whole scene for me, was shaving my mustache.
Wow. How many takes did it take for you to do that scene, if you can recall?
Wasn't long at all, man. Maybe
one, twice, 3, 4. Because I'm sure they probably wanted to get different angles.
I couldn't imagine that it was more than like 5 times.
Okay.
It was pretty easy.
Now, there was another scene that we didn't get where she's walking in, like, it looks like an alley, and you guys are...
It's a street.
Okay, street.
Yeah.
And you guys dancing on the cardboard. How many takes did it take for you guys on that one?
We just danced straight through. There was no
okay.
one take. And then they took whatever they took out of there and used it and edited some of the other stuff out.
Did you attend the premiere?
Yes, in New York.
How did that feel for you, man, to see yourself on the big screen? I know you've seen yourself on other ones.
I would say when you're Black or Latino and you're that young.
Yes.
The excitement. I don't think we understood the excitement that people around us felt about us, because there's a certain pride, a certain hood pride, as much, and it's crazy because the hood will celebrate you and then they'll try to take you down at the same time. The moment they have the right opportunity, because the hate can come after. But I would say we were definitely excited about it, but we had no real appreciation for it. We didn't set out to have careers. So we're just, and you got to remember, if we go on tour, we go do a film. Getting off of that isn't like, I was able to buy a house now. No, we got paid bullshit money.
Okay.
And we were going back into the hood. Our way of enjoying ourselves is like, all right, cool, I'm going to go get a bag of weed, go get some quarts of beer, rent what we call an OJ, which is like a car service.
Okay.
But it was a hip-hop car service.
Okay.
And ride around for like an hour or two, pull up on different neighborhoods. What's up, man? Let everybody see you in that. You just flossing, and you think you the shit. Because no one else has anything. That little bit we had was a lot to the next person.
That's awesome.
And of course, you're doing that for the attention of girls.
Right.
And women love status.
Yeah. That's for sure.
So, yeah, we were ghetto celebrities.
Awesome.
Instantly.
Let's bring up the next video, okay? By this time, you were already like a legend out here in my city. That's the
Buffalo Gals, yeah.
Buffalo Gals video, okay? I remember being at a club. I was still a teenager. My brother was teaching at a club in Long Beach. And as soon as I seen your part, I knew I was like, that's Crazy Legs right there. Now, keep in mind when I say that, after this guy's head spin, you come up right there.
No.
That's not you?
No, that's Buck 4.
Oh.
That was my best friend.
Bro,
And that's Frosty Freeze.
Okay, then let me give him his props because I thought you were gliding on that motherfucker.
No, I was injured. At
Really?
that time. That's why I'm not in there.
Oh, man. Okay, then let me give your boy his props. Because when I could have swore, because he's got his hair and everything just like you.
Nah, it was just a bad day for his hair. Yeah, his hair was finer than mine. He had more Mexican hair than anything.
Okay, I want to say this because all my homies, especially the guy that you were supposed to meet, Angel, you were supposed to go to Los Tres and meet him. We all thought that was you right there, bro, growing up.
That was my best friend right there.
So at this point, you were injured and not being able to.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, and you know what? That was one of the fan questions. Somebody DM'd me, asked him, talk to him about him being in the Buffalo Gals. But so there's a lot of people that thought that was you.
I'm in a certain area, section of Buffalo Gals, but I'm not really dancing.
Oh, okay.
Like, when they're in front of the handball court.
Okay.
I'm one of the guys with the Buffalo hat.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Okay. Wow. Okay. Now, we got a couple of minutes before we're going to take like a 1 minute break because I got to promote something. Yep. But I do want to say this. I don't even know where to start. Your favorite, I'm going to ask you a couple of questions. Your favorite breakdancing shoe?
Oh, favorite shoe to dance in would be probably at different times I had different sneakers because a lot of times it was based on what you could afford.
Okay.
So back then, when we first started to dance, the most popular shoe was the Pro-Keds and Chucks.
Okay.
And then if you had some budget or if you robbed somebody, you go get yourself a pair of Puma baskets or some Adidas or some Nike Cortez.
What about ponies? Are ponies ever popular?
Ponies were popular, yeah. Pony, but that was kind of like short-lived. And pony wasn't necessarily a dance sneaker. It was when you talk about like those leather sneakers, like Adidas, Puma, Pony. That was like, okay, I'm getting dressed up now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fat shoelaces. How did that start?
Oh man, so there are different stories on that. From my perspective, it's right next to Rocksteady Park, in like maybe 81, 82, there was an appliance store, a 99-cent store, and an ice cream store. The appliance store, in between the park and the appliance store was an alleyway where they had all their trash.
Okay.
They would throw their cardboard boxes there. That's how the whole cardboard boxes thing started, because we would go practice under the swings where they had the rubber mats.
Okay.
But you get dirty on those and you can't spin on those. We didn't walk around with cardboard boxes to battle or anything like that. We only used that to not get dirty or to practice in the park.
Okay.
And then the 99-cent store was where we used to steal the tape to tape up the boxes. But originally, fat shoelaces, whoever started the idea of widening the shoelaces, and I remember doing this in the 70s with the cotton laces, which weren't fat, you would wet them and then get a hot iron with the tip of the iron and press down the middle of a wet shoelace to make them expand.
Wow.
And then when we would go to that 99-cent store, which sold like some textile stuff, and we would get the elastic and to make and use them as shoelaces. Mm-hmm. And so that was my experience with fat laces. I wasn't inspired by anyone else, and I couldn't even tell you who was the first one to do it.
Okay.
But I believe it came from the idea of getting them super fat laces was Rocksteady crew, easily.
Okay.
Yeah.
If there was a jeans that you guys would wear out there, what was it? 501s, Wranglers,
Lee Riders.
Lee Riders.
Lee Riders were the first ones.
Okay.
Bell bottom, because then we used to roll them up also, like kind of bring a flap, which served two purposes,
Okay.
Maybe a little stylish, but also when you're riding a bike.
Okay.
To not get it caught up in the chain.
Okay.
But the other thing is, when those bell bottoms were flared out, that meant that if you had the money to get a graffiti artist to do a piece down the side of your pant, mm-hmm. you could. It's more space to do that artwork on.
Oh, okay. Okay. Now, these right here,
Yeah, name buckles.
how did that start?